in this video how I pretty much almost doubled my natural testosterone levels. Full transparency, I'm 34 years old and I got caught up in the hype of maybe I should be doing TRT too, right? You're looking in the gym, you're looking around at people thinking, I swear everyone's on gear. So I was like, right, no, I need to get checked out. I need to know where I am, because if my testosterone levels are in the normal range, like I really have no excuse, right? So I went and I got the whole like body MOT full test on where I am naturally, and the results came. Okay, the free testosterone is 0.329. I don't have high testosterone. I'm a little bit upset about that, I can't lie to you. Let's just absorb these results. I was shocked to see them this low, because I thought, no, I'm healthy, I'm energetic. Like I didn't have any real like symptoms to say my testosterone levels are low. And as far as you go on like normal standards, well, they aren't, right? They're still within that range. However, just over 300 is like, let's be real, that is pretty low. But not low enough in my mind to justify injecting testosterone. What was more horrifying though were my estradiol levels. I've got high estradiol. What? May be associated with signs of feminization, such as gyno. Feminization? Feminization. I can't get over it saying that. I've gone to get this checked to see if I've got like hopefully high testosterone. And what I've found is not only do I have low testosterone, I've also got insanely high, like, essentially estrogen levels, right? So I was like, this is the worst possible outcome. Full freak out to the supermarket. You know, I bought an ebook online about, like, how to boost your testosterone naturally. Got the full shopping list, the nuts, the red meat, the eggs, the fish oils, coconut oil, olive oil, because you need that oil to essentially make this free testosterone in your blood, to put it simply. And so for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I went mad on just red meat, whole foods, lots of oil, high fat. And one of the things I forgot to mention here was I rang up my buddy after these insane estrogen levels, and I was like, what is going on here? Do I need to go and see a doctor? And he said, are you drinking a lot of soy milk? Well, it turns out I had been. I had replaced drinking full fat milk after the gym with 1.5 liters of soy milk every time I left the gym, because it tasted amazing, like no gut issues when drinking this soy milk. And I'd been doing that for about a month. And he was like, right, you need to cut that out first, because that's what the doctor will maybe suggest. Now, I'm pretty sure that the jury's still out on this one. Like, does soy milk affect your estrogen levels or not? I think it's non-conclusive. But I was like, look, I've got to cut that out. So that was another thing I did. Completely no soy, no milk. The only bit of dairy I would eat was a bit of cheese, perhaps, and a bit of butter. So the things I ate: minced beef, 10%, chicken thighs, so like fatty meats, like chicken thighs or wings, lots of vegetables, like as many as I could get, and I would either just cut those up, put them in a tray in the oven, or I would just put them in a saucepan. Peppers, onions, mushrooms, courgettes, as much veg as I could get, basically. I just replaced most of my carbs with porridge oats in the morning with 5 eggs, runny yolks, fried, but I fry them in water. Then I'll have like 2 servings of meat with veg, whether that's beef or and veg, or chicken wings and veg. And then I would have fruit and Greek yogurt. Again, like full fat stuff, fruit and Greek yogurt. And that makes up the largest portion of what I've been eating for the last 5 or 6 months, okay? In the gym, training hard, like pushing myself till failure. And in terms of sleep, just trying to get at least 7 hours. And most nights I do that. I do sleep pretty well. A couple of tricks. I've always sleep with a sleep mask on, and sometimes put like earplugs in my ears if it's noisy or whatever, or some white noise with like a fan on or something like that. So I do get good sleep, and it worked. Okay, I went back after 5 months and creeping up into the high range. But most importantly, the free testosterone, 596. That is significantly higher than it was before, and my estrogen levels are back to normal. I had much higher, almost double. Okay, they were up at 0.596 nanomoles per litre of free testosterone. And not only that, thank goodness, my estradiol levels were back down to 99, so right in the middle of the normal healthy range. So I felt much happier about this. And you know what? I've got no excuse in the gym. I was like, right, that's totally gotten rid of that excuse. Any like not progressing or whatever is down to me because I have the full physiology to complement doing as best I can. So no TRT for me. To be honest, I'm quite glad about that. You know, let's be honest, we all want to have good, solid, natural hormone levels for as long as we can. I really think the basics work. Good sleep, prioritize 80% whole foods, and train hard in the gym. I should mention I don't drink any alcohol, so I totally cut that out. If you're doing those things consistently, you should be able to have healthy hormonal levels. And if you still haven't, then there's probably something up. Maybe go see a doctor on that. This isn't medical advice. This is just my experience. And I hope me sharing that with you has been interesting and helped you. And I'll see you in the next video.